Hello students, today we will learn about nutrition in animals. So this is part 1 of this chapter which will include the following topics: animal nutrition, nutrient requirement, mode of intake of food and digestion in humans. Animal nutrition. So as we discussed that plants can produce their own food by photosynthesis, but animals cannot prepare their food by photosynthesis. So, animals are dependent directly or indirectly on plants for their nutrition. Now, animal nutrition includes nutrient requirement, mode of intake of food, and its utilization in the body. Let's discuss each of them in detail. The process of nutrition is completed in 5 simple steps. Number 1 is ingestion, then digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. Let us understand the meaning of each term. Number 1, ingestion. Ingestion is the first step of nutrition. This means taking in the food or any drink or any other substance into the body by swallowing or by absorbing it. In simple terms, simply eating or drinking is called as ingestion. Next is digestion. Digestion means the breakdown of complex components of food into simpler substances. That means the food which we ate is having complex substances or complex components like proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. By the process of digestion, these complex components are broken down in the body into simpler substances. So, this process is known as digestion. Now, absorption. Absorption is the process in which the digested food is passed in the blood vessels from the walls of small intestine for the body to use it further. This is known as absorption. In simple terms, the body absorbs the useful materials from the digested food for its use in the blood, which is known as absorption of food. Now, assimilation. Assimilation means the absorbed materials which are transported via blood vessels to different organs where they are used to build complex substances such as proteins, and this process is called as assimilation. So, in simple terms, the use of simpler substances by the body to make useful complex proteins is called assimilation. And the last part of this process is egestion, that is, the waste material or unabsorbed fecal matter is removed through the anus from the body, and this process is known as egestion. Now let us discuss different ways of taking food. The mode of taking food into the body varies in different organisms. For example, bees and hummingbirds suck the nectar of plants, whereas infants of humans and many other animals feed on mother's milk. Similarly, snakes like python swallow the whole animal, while some aquatic animals filter feed their food. So, we see that not only the food of different organisms is different, but also the way of taking in food is also different. Now let us have a look upon some of the examples of animals and their mode of feeding. As we see, snail which eat grass, and the mode of feeding is chewing. That means the snail take in grass by chewing the grass, whereas hummingbird take nectar of flowers by sucking. Similarly, mosquito takes in blood by sucking, and housefly, which feed upon decaying matter, takes in it by brewing method. Now we will learn about digestion in human beings. We will study the process of digestion in humans in the following parts. First, digestion in mouth. Second, digestion in stomach. Third, digestion in small intestine. Fourth, absorption. Fifth, assimilation. And next, digestion. So as you can see in the diagram, this is how the human digestive system looks. So the food which we eat passes through a canal which is known as alimentary canal or the digestive tract inside the body, which is then processed, that means which is then digested, and then it is utilized in the body. The unused food or the unabsorbed food is collected in the canal only, which is later ejected out of the body. And now let us understand the parts of alimentary canal. The alimentary canal starts from mouth, which is also known as buccal cavity. It is connected to the stomach with a food pipe, which is also known as esophagus. From stomach, it continues to small intestine, then large intestine, and finally it ends in anus, from where the unabsorbed and unused food is ejected out of the body. So this is the overview of human digestive system. We shall read the human digestive system in detail in part 2. Hello students, today we will continue with the part 2nd of the chapter Nutrition in Animals. This part will include the following topics: the mouth or buccal cavity, the teeth, the alimentary canal, the stomach, the small intestine, large intestine, and the glands related to digestive system. Let's start with the first topic, that is the mouth or the buccal cavity. So, the mouth or the buccal cavity is the first part of the alimentary canal. We take in the food through mouth. So, there the food is chewed with the help of the teeth, saliva and tongue that is present in the mouth. The saliva, which is secreted by the salivary glands, also helps to digest the carbohydrate present in our food. So this is the diagram of the mouth or the buccal cavity. You can see there are different types of teeth and tongue present in the mouth. So, as I told you already that there are salivary glands present in our mouth which secretes saliva, which mixes with the food and it helps to moist the food, and it also helps to break the starch that is present in the food into sugar. The tongue present in the mouth helps in mixing the food with the saliva and also helps to swallow the food inside the mouth. The tongue also has taste buds which help us to identify the taste of different food items that we eat. Now we will learn about different kind of teeth. So, as you can see, there are a type of teeth which are called as incisors, which helps us to cut and bite the food. Next we can see there are canines, which are called piercing and tearing teeth. And premolars and molars are grinding teeth, which helps us to grind and chew the food. The molars are only present in adults. There are two sets of teeth which comes in a lifetime of a human being. First is the milk teeth. In the early childhood, a set of teeth is grown in children which fall off after a certain age. These teeth are called as milk teeth. And after that, another set of teeth comes which are called as permanent teeth, and they remain generally throughout the lifetime of a person, or at least until old age. After buccal cavity, there comes the food pipe. Food pipe is also known as esophagus. The food pipe starts from the neck region and runs until the stomach. The food which is chewed is moved through the food pipe and reach the stomach through this path. Now the food pipe is connected to the stomach. Stomach is the widest part of the alimentary canal and it is a bag-like structure. The stomach is connected with the food pipe and small intestine. Now here you can see the diagram of stomach, which at one end is connected with the food pipe and the another end is connected with the small intestine, and it is a bag-like structure. So the wall of stomach secretes three things. First is mucus, which protect the lining of the stomach from any kind of damage. Second, hydrochloric acid or HCl, which makes the atmosphere of stomach acidic, and it also kills the bacteria which are present in the food or the stomach, and it also activates the digestive juices. And lastly, it also secretes digestive juices which helps in the digestion of food by breaking down the complex material present in the food in simpler substances. Now, the small intestine. Small intestine is a highly coiled structure with a length of almost 7.5 meters. The digestion of the food is completed in the small intestine. It secretes the digestive juices on its own, and it also gets the digestive juices which are secreted by liver and pancreas, and hence completes the digestive process. So the food is broken as follows. The carbohydrates are broken down into glucose, the fats are broken down in fatty acids, and proteins are broken down in amino acids. Now, as you can see in the diagram, there are some finger-like projections present in the small intestine. These finger-like structure increases the surface area of the intestine, and therefore it increases the amount of absorption. So the function of villi is to increase the surface area for absorption. The last part of food pipe is the large intestine. So the large intestine is the area where any food that is left undigested is entered into the large intestine. It is a white tube-like structure and it is only 1.5 meter long. It is less in size than small intestine. So the main function of large intestine is to absorb water and salts from the undigested food, and the remaining fecal matter is ejected out of the body through anus, and hence the digestive tract is completed. In the last part of this chapter, we will cover the process of digestion in grass-eating animals and in amoeba. Hello students, so this is the final part of the chapter Nutrition in Animals. This video will include digestion in ruminants and digestion in amoeba. Let's start with the topics. So, digestion in ruminants. What are ruminants? Ruminants are the animals which eat grass, or the grass-eating animals are called ruminants. Unlike humans, instead of stomach, these animals like cows and buffalo, they have a sac-like structure present between the food pipe and the small intestine, which is called as rumen. So these grass eating animals, whenever they get their food, they do not chew it like we do, but they swallow it. The food as it is, they swallow it. Basically grass. And this grass is partly digested and which is stored in the rumen, which is the stomach like structure present in their body. This partly digested food is called as cud, which is stored in rumen. Now, whenever these animals get time, the curd, which is the partly digested grass, returns to the mouth and then the animal chew it. This process is called as rumination. And the animals which swallow their food at first and then chew it later are called ruminants, which are basically the grass eating animals like cow, buffalo, and camel. The grass contains a carbohydrate known as cellulose. These ruminants can digest cellulose, but several other animals like humans cannot digest the cellulose. The ruminants can digest cellulose because in their stomach there is a special kind of bacteria present which helps them to digest the cellulose. Now we will learn the feeding mechanism in amoeba. So, amoeba is a single-celled organisms which we cannot see by naked eyes, but it is a microscopic animal which is usually present in ponds. Amoeba is capable of changing its position and shape on its own. As you can see in the diagram, it is not of a fixed shape, but its shape keeps on changing on its own. So these outgrowth projection like things are called as pseudopodia. Pseudo means false and podia means leg. So these help amoeba to move and also to engulf its food. As you can see in the diagram, the food is present in the water. So the amoeba, what will it do? It will move its projections and surround the food molecule, and then the food molecule will enter in the body of amoeba. So there it stores it in the food vacuoles where some digestive juices are secreted which helps these food vacuoles to digest the food. The digestive food is then absorbed and then assimilated in the amoeba. That means the food is used for amoeba to fulfill its life processes such as multiplication and growth. And lastly, the amoeba also secretes out the waste products or the undigested food out of its body. So this was all in chapter number 1, Nutrition in Animals. Hope you enjoyed the classes. Happy learning, students.